Hey, what's going on? Today I want to talk to you a little bit about tax havens and tax shelters. And specifically about the difference between them, which is a question that I get quite a lot, because there's a lot of people who they often get them confused, or they may even think that one or the other is illegal, and the truth is that neither of them is. But there are differences in how you have to use them and different things you do need to do to keep them legal. If you want to protect your assets, especially if you're a high net individual, you're likely that you could benefit from both. So first, let's talk a little bit about tax haven. Tax havens are locations around the world in places where they have favorable tax laws, or tax laws that are in your favor because of lower tax rules, different regulations, those types of things. Sometimes these aren't very popular with the globalists. They don't like them very much because they want to know everything about you and what you're doing with your assets. But using these tax havens aren't actually illegal. There's certain rules that you'll have to follow within your home country to use them, but you can use them. So it all comes down to how you use them. And it comes down to really the laws of not that place so much, because obviously you're going there because they have favorable tax laws, but where you're living. So for example, if you're a US citizen especially, they have some of the strongest laws in the world when it comes to actually using tax havens, and you're not going to use tax havens to keep things secret, at least not secret from the government. But there are favorable advantages to use them if you watch your back and you do it correctly. If you do everything legally based on those locations, those tax havens do provide some benefits and some savings, even if you live in the US. Tax shelters, on the other hand, these are instruments that you're going to use to defer your taxes, usually temporarily. These are things like 401k plans with deferred tax benefits, those types of things. So they actually get you into a position to be able to use your money in the way that you want to right now by pushing your taxes off down the line. They help you get this temporary reprieve from the taxes for things that you could better use down the road, such as reinvesting your profits right now, or being in a better position to be able to afford the taxes later on because you have more wealth. So while tax havens and tax shelters, they both allow you to save on taxes, they have very different uses. And when you're an unconventional entrepreneur who's looking for that personal, financial, and location independence, you're going to have to learn how to use both and use those strategies legally so that you stay out of trouble. One of the things you can do to get started on down this path is to visit the link below the video. Because if you don't start doing this, start deferring your taxes and using tax havens, you're really missing out on thousands or even really hundreds of thousands of dollars in perfectly legal tax savings that you should be taking advantage of. And more importantly, you're losing years of your life by missing out on freedom and independence. So why don't you go and check out the link right now and get started. Start saving those taxes now.